You have big dreams. You can see yourself as a successful person. You imagine financial freedom or content creator or influencer so clearly it almost feels real. But when it's time to actually do it, do the work, you freeze, you wait. You tell yourself tomorrow will be a different day, and tomorrow comes and you do the same thing again. You're not alone. There's a whole group of people exactly like you, ambitious but stuck, full of ideas but not moving. And the worst part, you are capable of more. You just can't seem to make yourself start. This isn't because of you are a bad person or your lack of skill, intelligence, or talent. This is about psychology. This is about pattern in your brain that were built over time. And there is the good news. If something was built, it can be changed. Your day probably looks like this. You wake up with good intentions. Today is the day. Finally, you're gonna do the task. Then you check phone, stop scrolling social media, couch surfing, TV, or Netflix. A few moments pass. Those minutes turn into an hour. Half the day is gone. You say, I will start after lunch. The moment comes and goes. At night, you lie in bed feeling guilty. You promise tomorrow will be a different day. But when tomorrow comes, the motivation is gone. And the cycle repeats. Here is what actually happening. You're living in conflict. One part of you wants flashy lifestyle. That part dreams big. Another part wants comfort. That part wants safety, ease, avoidance. And right now, comfort is winning. Not because of you are weak, but because of your brain is designed to avoid pain and chase pleasure. When you think about researching and practical work, your brain sees effort, uncertainty, failure. So it offers you something easier and rewards you for avoiding. This isn't because of laziness, it's survival mode. But there is the problem. While your brain protects you from short-term discomfort, it steals your long-term happiness. Every day you avoid doing something productive. You build the habit of avoidance. Every night you feel guilty. You reinforce the belief that you're not enough. The longer it goes, the harder it becomes to break. You probably think, I'm not disciplined enough. I need more motivation. Other people are just built differently. But motivation is feeling. Feeling comes and goes. You can't build a life on motivation. You need a system. You need a structure. Discipline isn't something you born with. It's something you build one small decision at a time. There's another trap. You're stuck in perfectionism. You wait for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect feeling, but perfect never comes. Perfectionism isn't high standard. Fear disguised as excellence. If you never start, you never fail. Let's be honest. If you afraid that you will try and fail, you will lose the belief that you could succeed. So you stay in planning, in dreaming, in fantasy basically. But deep down, you know that beliefs is hollow. Failure isn't the opposite of success. Inaction is. When you fail, you learn. When you do nothing, you learn nothing. Every successful person you admire failed more times than you ever been tried. Here's the truth. You're not going to feel ready. You won't wake up excited to do hard things. You have to act anyway, especially when you don't feel like. That's how you rewire your brain. Start small, one task, one action, one step. Consistency over perfectionism, that isn't willpower problem. It's a design problem. Change your environment. Remove distractions. Make focus easy. Make actions the default. Successful people don't have more willpower. They have a better system. Stop consuming so much content. Learning feels productive, but it's often avoidance. You already know what to do. You don't need more information. You need execution. You're not lazy. Lazy isn't who you are. Lazy is what you've been doing. And the action, and that can change. Take one small step today, not someday, not when you feel ready. Today, that's how life changes. And don't forget to follow and subscribe.